Colleen Smith-Moore. I'm the Assistant Conservation Officer in the Rivers and Wetlands team. I work for Dorset Wildlife Trust. I work for Dorset Wildlife Trust in partnership with Wessex Water. And Dorset Wildlife Trust is one of 46 wildlife trusts across the UK. We are Dorset's largest conservation charity, working with 27,000 members and volunteers to champion wildlife and natural places on more than 42 nature reserves across Dorset. We work with other organisations and landowners to protect and connect wildlife sites across the county and inspire local communities to care for wildlife. We in the Rivers team work further afield than our local nature reserves, as the entire catchment of a river can affect the habitat, water quality and the wildlife, and catchments don't really respect county boundaries. With Dorset Water Guardians, we'll be focusing on Corfe Castle, Gillingham, Bridport, Maiden Newton and Ask as well. I like working with people and I'm passionate about nature. I started as a volunteer for Dorset Wildlife Trust 6 years ago, so I know firsthand how important our volunteers are in helping us undertake large and local projects like this. I'm always an advocate for nature and absolutely adore doing anything for wildlife and to enhance habitats. So my favourite conservation task includes survey work such as river fly sampling and newt surveys, and I want to spread knowledge and passion and how vital the need for looking after these spaces is. I wanted to get involved in this project as it's going to be empowering local people to look after their area as a river. People are most passionate about the things that they care about if they're local, and it gives volunteers the chance, training and knowledge to protect and help look after the habitat which looks after our wildlife. It champions volunteers really. This project is so flexible that volunteers can do it in their own time, for as little or as long as they like, by themselves or with family members or local groups. It's one of the best community-based approaches that I've seen, and I'm very excited about getting Dorset's Water Guardians community together. So far, 46 volunteers have come forward off of the back of one advert in our members magazine that was asking for volunteer help. And I think that's a sign of how many people value their rivers and are passionate and caring enough to volunteer their time to protecting wildlife and our natural habitat. Rivers and streams are one of our most important resources, sustaining human life and supporting a diversity of habitats and species. But the water quality of less than half of the rivers in Dorset is considered good under the Water Framework Directive. And in 2020, around 65 pollution incidents in the Dorset region were reported to Wessex Water. These were either Category 3, minor, or Category 4, no impact. These pollutions predominantly occur due to one specific source, so point source pollution, or widely spread pollution that cannot be tied to a specific point or region, so non-point source or diffuse pollution. For example, the main causes are overloaded sewer systems due to heavy or increased rainfall, burst river mains and blockages, mainly caused by things like wet wipes or surface road runoff and so on. Monitoring rivers is important to provide an early warning system of pollution so that problems can be addressed as quickly as possible to minimise the impact on wildlife and our ecosystems. For me, as our project's very early on, we're just setting it up, the next stage will be creating our training. So I'll work with Jordan and we'll get the training set up. So our volunteers are raring to go and the online learning platform needs finalising so that we can get in action as quickly and safely as possible. Once our basic training is set up, I will look for more long-term and then see what training or communal events that we can organise. This project needs everyone to be working together to support nature